from defense attorney Shan Wu and CNN legal analyst Elliot Williams. Shan, you've publicly urged prosecutors to use the hate crimes laws that are available to them. What's your reaction to learning the Fulton County plans to seek enhanced hate crime charges in this case?
Well, I'm relieved, Wolf, and I hope Cherokee County does the same. I think prosecutors have been too reluctant to use this, and I think it comes at a particularly appropriate time, even though it's a bit overdue. This is Asian American Heritage Month, and I think it's a great relief to the community that they're doing this. I hope Cherokee County will follow suit. And so important that the prosecutors use the crimes that are on the books, because if you don't use a law that's on the books, you erase that law. And that's the same problem with the erasure of the history of violence in our country directed against people of color and other vulnerable communities. So this is a step in the right direction.
Well, Elliot, what do you think? Because this comes as the nearby county, Cherokee County, as opposed to Fulton County, opted not to charge the suspect with a hate crime. Does it make any sense to you that these counties arrived apparently at very different decisions?
Look, as Shan had said, the right decision is to charge this as hate crimes, but this is how the country works, where different jurisdictions are run by different prosecutors who have different priorities, were elected with different constituencies, and just sometimes are more or less aggressive. This will be interesting in Fulton County because this is a very early test of a quite new law in Georgia, a quite new hate crime statute that hasn't really been tested before. The interesting thing here about these charges in Fulton County, as Amara had talked about, what you have is both gender and national origin and race. Any one of these independently of each other could stand as the basis of a hate crime charge. So for instance, if a juror isn't inclined to believe that the defendant killed these people because they were women, that juror might be persuaded that he killed them because they were Asian. And so there's a few different bases, each of which triggers the hate crime penalties and conviction.
Yeah, Shan, Elliot makes an important point. This will be the first test of the new hate crime law passed by the Georgia legislature last year. This is significant, right?
It is very significant, Wolf, and I hope it'll be as sign of times to come that prosecutors will use these laws more often. I hope also, speaking of different jurisdictions, that DOJ will take a look at this as well. There's a federal hate crime statute, and they could look at this as well. And I think that would send an important message to the Asian community that the federal government, the Justice Department has their backs, as well as to women in this country, that this type of murderous misogyny won't be tolerated.
Shan Wu, Elliot Williams, guys, thank you very, very much. We'll have more news right after this.